Keep going.
Okay, good afternoon. We're fortunate to have Chef Muriel Junko here with us from the Art Institute of Tampa, and in honor of National Pizza Day.
Yes.
She's going to show you guys how to make a proper pizza dough and a couple of other things. So, Chef,
All right.
take it away.
So first of all, we're going to start over here on our mixer. We're going to start with red flour and all the other ingredients: salt, water, olive oil, honey, and active dry yeast. In my mixer, I've got 2 fluid ounces of temperature-controlled water, and I'm going to add my yeast to it. I'm going to then take a whisk and whisk it all up. What I'm doing right now is I'm activating the yeast prior to adding the other ingredients so that it can start doing what it needs to do. If you don't activate the yeast, it's pointless. This is helping the dough proof and grow so that it will expand and we can use it. So inside the bowl, it should look like a clay-like color. It's gonna smell a little funky as well. That's what you want, that's yeast. If it's not looking like this, you might want to start over again. So now I'm gonna add my flour. I'm gonna add my oil, which is olive oil. I'm going to add some more water. I'm going to add honey, which is my sugar. Yeast feeds on sugar. So you always want to give a little bit of sugar, honey, molasses, syrup, whatever it may be, so that the yeast will grow. The last thing I'm adding to this is salt. Salt controls the yeast. So if I were to add the salt right on top of these, it would be killing it. And then what's your point? So I'm going to add that in. I'm going to take this off so I can get a clean one. Place that there. This is the dough hook. This is what we do to knead. When we're making a yeasted dough or on the machine, we always want to use the dough hook. If you don't have a dough hook, you can always do it by hand. That's what we used to do back in the day without mixers. So this is going to go, it's going to work, it's going to do its thing. We're at speed 2. I'm going to come over here now and show you some finished product. This is dough that has already been proofed, and this is the product that we're going to roll out. So this is what we're going to use now. Thank you so much. Today what we're going to make is we're going to do a pizza dough as well as sausage rolls. This is something I make at the holidays. It's pizza dough that's been rolled out very thin and then brushed with olive oil. I have bulk Italian sausage that has been laid inside, and we roll it up like a jelly roll. Then we just take it off. It's actually very tasty, very easy to make. Pizza dough is very, very easy to make. It's not hard at all. And you can make it in advance. You can put it in your cooler. You can put it in your freezer and let it stay and take it out as you need it. So I just threw a little bit of flour on my surface. If I don't have the flour, the dough doesn't move. And we need the dough to move so that it'll grow. I have my rolling pin. This is a silicone rolling pin. You can use a wood one, it's fine, doesn't matter. And I'm gonna roll it. I'm not gonna try to throw my dough because I don't have that skill yet. I haven't practiced it enough. So to be safe, and for what I wanna do, I'm just going to roll. You can stretch the dough too as you're rolling. The idea is to always keep your dough in motion, to keep it moving. If it's not moving, you need to add a little bit more flour. So as I work it out a little bit, I'm going to also stretch. And I'll turn it just to keep it in motion and to keep the shape. I'm trying my best to keep this squared off and rectangular because that's what we're going to end up doing with it versus round. Sure. So after we rolled it out, this is our pizza dough, and this will be used to make pizza dough, I've greased the bottom of the pan with a little bit of butter as well as some oil. If you don't have that, you can use shortening, you can use lard, it doesn't matter. Greased a little bit, we're gonna place it here. I'm gonna dock it slightly and then top it. You can also par bake it for a few minutes if you like, not absolutely necessary. Let's take a look at our mixer here. So you can see here that the dough is starting to come together. This is exactly what we want. It's a nice, smooth, round ball. We're gonna work it a little bit by hand. And I would do this, let it proof, as you saw in the container, and then roll it out for our product. So here, these are the sausage rolls that we've already kind of started. It's rolled up into a jelly roll. I'm just gonna slice pieces. Gonna kind of understand that you're gonna end up crimping the dough a little bit, and that's okay because we're just gonna open it slightly. We're gonna make sure that our parchment paper is on our sheet tray, and you're just gonna continue to cut. You wanna give a little bit of space. It doesn't need a lot. They're not gonna spread out. If anything, they might poof, but that's about it. Okay. So once we've cut all of these and we've placed them in the oven, we're going to bake them at about 375, anywhere from 7 to 10 minutes, just depending on how our oven is going. Sometimes some ovens are a little bit different, so you just want to keep an eye on the product. The finished product should be nice and golden brown as such. I brushed a little bit of olive oil on top. You can do the same. You can also add some cheese. You can add some spices. It's up to you. Doesn't matter. You just want to have a nice golden brown color. And you want to make sure that the sausage is cooked inside. So keep that in mind too when you're using raw product. We also have a pizza. So here, this is our finished product. And on this dough, what we'll do is we will just prep it to put it into the oven. So we have just some tomato sauce here. You know, you can make the Sunday sauce and use it for your pizza. You can make a fresh tomato sauce, whatever you like. You don't even have to use tomato sauce. You can do olive oil and garlic. You can do a white sauce as well, like an Alfredo style. Whatever you prefer. I'm pretty traditional. I like my tomato sauce and my just cheese. So that's what it's going to be. You don't want to go too heavy because what you're going to end up doing is spreading your sauce over your crust. Or over your dough, I should say, because we're not crusty yet because we haven't baked. Some people like more sauce, some people like more cheese. It's all what you like, what you prefer. Put a little bit more.
When you do the pre-cooking the dough, do you have to put anything on it like when you blind bake?
I don't, because I don't leave it in there that long. You can.
Just to get a little bit of color.
Yeah,
so
just
it's a little crispier.
Correct.
Got it.
And also too, the added fat on the bottom of the pan is going to crisp up the crust more as well. Now, put your cheese. When we do pizza, one thing to always keep in mind with your oven temperature, it's got to be a little bit higher. If not, the bottom, the crust will be raw. Remember, you've got sauce and you've got cheese on top of it, you have toppings. So the top might look like it's done, the sides might look like they're done, but that bottom piece may be on top of the crust. Also, I'm using a pan. Some people don't use a pan, they put it right into the brick of the oven, and that's fine too. We're just gonna do it with the pan today, just for convenience. And I like this type of pizza myself. So you get a nice crispy crust from the bottom, beautiful golden brown color. We're gonna slice, just gonna go right in half. Okay.
Good.
You can also use a pizza cutter if you have one. It'll be a little bit easier, but it's all right. Whatever cuts works. Okay.
Looks awesome. Anybody have any questions for Chef Jenko? No? Again, thank you again for National Pizza Day. Making
Absolutely.
our pizza dough super easy. I make pizza probably every other week at home. So yes, question.
How do you store it in the freezer? How long can you store it in the freezer?
I would store it in a bowl in the round shape right out of the mixer after it's after you have portioned out your size, and wrap it. So you can put it on a sheet tray, wrap it with plastic wrap, and put it into the freezer. I think that's the best way to do it. And just here's another little tip too. Before you put your plastic wrap over your dough, you might want to spray it with some pan spray a little bit so it doesn't stick. Because when you take it out of the freezer to defrost, that's when proofing begins and it will get tacky. So you want to make sure that you can pull that plastic wrap right off.
And
How long? I would say about a month or so. So I know I've made multiple batches of pizza dough and stored it in the freezer and just pulled it out on a daily basis as needed. Okay? So pizza and our Italian sausage rolls.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks, Chef.
Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.